Okay, off the mic. Okay. Now, you all, I'm here going live again today. It's been, oh, let me make sure you all can hear me over here on YouTube. I got it set up. So, okay, we'll put the mic. Make sure. All right, perfect. So now, you all, before I begin with what we're going to talk about today or the topic, I have a friend out of New York City. She makes handmade jewelry, and I wanted to show you all. She sent me some. It's so nice. So I'm going to show this to you. Handmade. Let me see. Okay. Can you see that? Very nice. And then I'm going to show you. Look, I'm confused because I'm looking at myself on camera. But then I want to show you all this as well. This is some of her jewelry that she sent me. So I hope you can see the bracelet. And it is Nashimia jewelry. Okay. And I'm going to show you her Instagram page. Very nice, right? I love it. And I know I look good. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna show you who she is. So all of you in New York City, you can go and visit her at her site. So, and I'm gonna show you, let me share my screen. She sets up and she sells in New York City in a certain location, but she also has Instagram. So you can go to her Instagram, you can follow her, and you can learn more about how she makes her handmade jewelry. So give me a moment. I'll make sure I share here. And I'm gonna play a little of her Instagram account so you'll know exactly more about her. And here it is, Nashimia Jewelry. Down, and I'll show you all Miss Nashimia. Right there, you see the earrings that I have on. That's a smaller set, but I want to show this little video. Her, so we'll start with this one. Let me put on the volume. And I'm gonna do another one. You can see here, but she has another video I really like. Oh, here it is, right here. Here's her bracelets, her different bracelets she makes. Look, very nice. I like. And here, she's in Williamsburg, in Brooklyn. You all. So if you're in New York City, or you can definitely order from her. All right. So you can see right here, she said, come and get some new of her Nashimia jewelry Friday through Saturday, Williamsburg, Bedford Ave, North 5th Street, and Sundays at the Brooklyn Museum. And she has some new items. So I just wanted to make sure I highlighted Miss Nashimia's jewelry because she has some great stuff. And she was so nice to send me some of that jewelry. So I'll go back up again so you all can see. These are nice. I love it. Look at that. So I'm gonna and that's Miss Nashimia right there, you all. So you'll know who she is. That's a great pic of her right here. That's her. So when you go and visit the table and where she's located, and again, she's on Instagram, and here's so Nashimia Jewelry here on Instagram. So I will also make sure I post the link to her Instagram account after the live. So, and then I'm gonna go back and share again her nice jewelry that she sent me. Nice bracelet. Look at that. And then the beautiful earrings. I have some on. Handmade. Okay. All right. All right. So now, before I get into it, can't see? Oh, yes. Okay. I took a break for a minute. I had to step away. But I'm back. Can you see me now or hear me now? Now you can see. Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. All right. So now we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I wanted to highlight Miss Nashimia's jewelry, and I will highlight any and other things that individuals send me. But this is nice, and it's so nice of her to send me some jewelry. So I had to let you all know about her and her handmade jewelry. Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, she's a freedman, right? We got to support our freedmen. So there you go. And anybody else that's a freedman and you want to make sure you get that support, we're all about buying for freedmen, Black first, Black American first, freedmen first. But we're going to get into it, okay? So I'm definitely going to start off with a highlight that I think is very important for us to keep highlighting, that we are shareholders and stakeholders of America. We have equity here. We have many contributions, and also that we are an asset to this country. We're very integral of making America great and America's successes and America being a first world nation and superpower, right? The freedmen. So with this, I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to listen to our present setting president that acknowledges this and continues to acknowledge this about the freedmen. Now, for some reason, the immigrants are coming over here thinking they're entitled, and they haven't done any work. And they're getting everything off of our backs and then talking crazy to us. In the same breath, they done left their countries to come to our country and now want to act like something's wrong with us. And we have a sitting president that continues to acknowledge what we have contributed to this country and why it's so great. A snippet so you all can hear it from the horse's mouth. And I'm going to continue.
The most powerful country in the history of the world.
Okay, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to rewind that. I'm going to
the strength and courage and grit and devotion of Black Americans who have helped make America the most powerful country in the history of the world. But we thank God for the strength and courage and grit and devotion of Black Americans who have helped make America the most powerful country of the world.
Now.
But we thank God for the strength.
Now, I'm going to stop sharing. He said, we thank God. He said he thanked God. Let's hold that. He thanks God for the strength, courage, grit, and devotion of Black Americans who helped make America the most powerful country in the world. That's President Trump. That's President Trump. He said that. And it's going throughout the world. This was Fox News. All news media has that on record. Now, why in the world are we going to sit here and listen to immigrants talk crazy to us and think that they're entitled to what is ours, plundering our wealth? That's what I'm seeing a lot happen. A lot of it is going on. And they're very open about saying it, right? They're not covert anymore about saying certain things. So we're going to get to one other thing that's coming up. I want to highlight April 1st. We know that the oral arguments for the 14th Amendment with the Supreme Court of the United States will take place, right? That will happen. And unfortunately, I did put in for a ticket, a lottery ticket, to be there front and center and hear it in my, in the physical, and be there in the moment. Unfortunately, I did not get a lottery ticket. I think some other people may have also put in for it. And what we're finding out, a lot of us did not get it. It's okay. It's okay. Because regardless, I have no doubt in my mind that the Supreme Court of the United States is going to actually align with the congressional records, with the history of the United States in the Civil War, as we are freedmen that fought in the war, right? Our ancestors are free people and colored troops, enslaved and free, fought as a part of the Civil War, and to overcome the Union, to work with the Union and to save the Union and save America, and beat out the Confederates. Hence the reason why you have the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment. Now, how is it that all of a sudden immigrants on our soil are now saying that the 14th Amendment has nothing to do with us, right? But it's about them coming over here and birthing babies on the soil without going through naturalization process. No such thing. Never has it ever been such a thing. But as we see more and more immigrants immigrate to this country, and they think their numbers supersede us, that they're going to come here and change up everything and make it all about them, and remove us from our history, remove us from our land, and make us a permanent bottom class. I think not. That's not happening on our watch, right? Not the Freedmen's watch. Again, we're stakeholders, shareholders in this country. We have the history, the culture, the legacy. I'm like, how you think you're going to erase 40-some million people, Americans? Not happening, you all. Not happening. And we must align with this present administration, because they understand what's going on. Now, I wanted to get to I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to the actual video where I'm going to highlight this sitting president. He's no joke. He's going in. He's letting you know. He's letting the world know. I know who are the Americans. I know who the freedmen are. And they are integral to this country. And he's an immigrant. Come on now. Let's give him some credit. He know what's up. So they want us to be fighting, right, for immigrants. Right now, the Democratic Party want us to fight for immigrants. Illegal at that. But they will lock you up. Make sure our black men are locked up. And now they want you to fight for immigrants. Come on. We got to see the play here. We definitely got to see the play here. So I want to hold on. Let me see. I'm getting close to it. Where we have we're gonna get into it a little bit more too, because there is this one TikTok video that someone sent me in this Black identity politics. You all, everybody here with our skin is not us, and our ancestors already told us. Zora Neale Hurston, number one, she had we utilized this prophecy today, right? Or her statement today will say, all skin folk ain't kin folk. That was Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston was an anthropologist. She also was an author. She did the work on about our people. She also traveled back in the times and went and found out more about different cultures. She wrote the book Barracoon. So we have ancestors that left us the blueprint. Why is it that we're reluctant to listen to what they have left us or read their works? Because they basically have told us what direction to take. They've already lived through some of these things. They have wisdom. that they left for us that we can adhere to. Now, why is it so hard for us to adhere to what our ancestors have told us and already lived through? They've already experienced some things. They already know. I don't have any Africans listed on my census under my lineage. So we got people today on this soil telling us we're African in 2026. After we've been here in America all these years, 400 some years, enduring all kinds of atrocities, and none of them was ever here to help. But they sure enough can stand in solidarity to get your money and plunder your wealth and tell you you're not worthy. Come on now. Oh, let me see. I was really wanting to get to this one. I might be close to it. This one video where we have our president, Donald Trump, literally stating what the 14th Amendment is for. And he even states that he doesn't understand why people don't even look at it in the way that he looks at it, considering the time that the 14th Amendment, 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment was created. We know it wasn't created for no immigrants on this soil. And now they want to come and tell you that you, the Black American, they're going to tell you, no, it's for immigrants. Like, these people are insane. Insane. They don't want to acknowledge us in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but you come to our soil to live, to thrive, to survive. Not in your homeland, but in our homeland. And you hadn't lifted a finger, right? Hadn't did any work over here, but you come here for opportunity and jobs. You come here to survive. So, I mean, here we go. I think I found it. We got to listen to this, because when people say we don't have the support of this current administration, I say that that's just propaganda. It's just the propaganda they like to spread within our community, so that, you know what? We're not acknowledging our truth and what's really happening in this moment. So let's see. I thought I was near it. I thought I had it there for a minute. If not, we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna go to the video with the immigrant on our soil that is humiliated, and the way he talks to our people. I do believe it's something that he's been wanting to say to us for a very long time, but he was just keeping it hidden, right? You know how they come out, they try to act like they all good with us, and then the next thing you know, they hit us with their racism. Mind you, now the immigrants can be racist and classist. I've already talked about that. I've already talked about it. They can be racist and classist too. Well, you know what? Before we get to that, I should do an honor to our great ancestor, Mary McLeod Bethune. Let's get to that. Let's talk about Miss Mary McLeod Bethune, because this is Women's History Month, but we're gonna call it Black Women's History Month, and how she was integral in setting up some things for us, because it does lead into some other things I want to highlight, right? We have now where we have a workforce. There's the Department of Labor just put out a grant. I'm going to go over that, where you can literally get out here and apply for this grant and support our youth. So I'm putting it out there so everybody will know, but I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to share my screen. It's a conspiracy. It's a lot going on, and they all attacking us, just not us, because we are the Americans. We're the stakeholders of America. We're the shareholders of America. We do this, right? We have so much here. Everything, I'm telling everybody right now, Everything here is ours. I don't care if we're on food stamps, welfare, whatever. It's all ours. What you got a permit for? You just came here. None of this is yours. None of it. To talk to us and try to degrade us, humanize us because we got some people in poverty. We came out of poverty. What's the problem? You got a whole nation. This man from India gonna try to come at me. When you look at technology, and all of them are in technology and they don't have any inventions. But anyway, we're gonna get to it. Here's Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. Okay, I'm highlighting her as one of the freedmen that we know actively engaged our government and wasn't an elected official. She was not an elected official, but she was out here doing the work for her people to make sure that we had things that we got to fight for, which is ours. Now we got with some immigrants. No, we're not. No, we're not. So here we go. Bethune-Cookman University founder Mary McLeod Bethune is one of America's most inspirational daughters, educator, national civil rights pioneer, and activist. Champion of freedmen, women's rights and advancement, advisor to the President of the United States, the first in her family not to be born in slavery. She became one of the most influential women of her generation. This is written on Bethune-Cookman University's website. Okay? So we honor her today as a part of this live, and this being March Women's History Month. And we're going to say freed women History Month, right? So here they talk about a little of her history, how she started Bethune-Cookman. But the thing that I want to highlight is she was in President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's administration. She was the National Youth Administration advisor, right? And I'm highlighting this because we had programs that was specific for our youth to take advantage of, to get into jobs, to get into trades, to do whatever, to learn new things, right? And make sure that they were getting jobs and having the opportunity. Where now we don't see a lot of that because we have immigrants that are being placed in these schools and trades and given these opportunities, right? This is ours. Our ancestors did this for us, not anybody else. We come first. We priority, right? That's where I'm at. If we can't talk about us being priority and doing what we need to do for self, we ain't got to include anybody else. What we including them for? This is not their country. They didn't do the work. And what's ours is not theirs. And it's time for us to take what is ours. Because it's ours. They can bootstrap. We should not be bootstrapping for what is ours in 2026. That's where I'm at. But we're going to get back to it. Let me see. I want you all to understand. We've always had ancestors, elders, even though we in this, we know how some of these other ones are working right now. But that's not how our ancestors was getting down. That is not how they were getting down, and don't let nobody ever tell you that. Because they've been right here with us, attempting to make sure we have any and everything that is ours. And now we got folks over here on our soil trying to tell us we're not deserving and want to degrade us and say, because they love that high in crime. Oh, you have the highest crime rate. Well, why do you think we have the highest crime rate? When you don't want to, our men can't work. And then you come into our country, getting in our positions of politics or companies where we have our Black men and women that have been in technology, very influential in technology. Now, all of a sudden, all the Indians are in technology and making the money. Come on, y'all. There's something wrong with that picture. Okay, so I'm going to go to one other thing and I'm going to show you all this grant that I think everybody needs to be applying for that are freedmen and can work together and fulfill the requirements of this grant. Let me get it up on this. And it's for the workforce. It is for the workforce. It's for our children. We can get our children these jobs and help them to scale up in their skills in different ways. So let me see, $81 million, Department of Labor. This needs to be talked about everywhere. We need to have multiple organizations, freedmen organizations, applying for this. I'm going to share my screen again, applying for this specific grant. Yes, share, share, share. I got you. I'm going to share it right now. Department of Labor, you all. And this is for recidivism, any juveniles, any individuals. Now, they do allow, so if you're coming out of high school, you have to review the grant. But what we learned is this will help our youth and some of our adults coming out of mass incarceration, or from, once they've been coming out of mass incarceration or they're coming out of prison. This is happening. They want to put it in effect July 1st, 2026. And the closing date for this particular grant is April the 15th. So you're in a large and major city and you have youth, Black American Negro freedmen youth. This is something that we can do to support them in certain trades. Now, in this, they talk about a re-entry employment in skilled trades, advanced manufacturing, registered apprenticeships, and training initiative grants will enable organizations to provide training programs to formerly incarcerated individuals in skilled trades and high demand industries, right? So here they give you some industry, shipbuilding. I think transportation, AI, digital literacy training. They have all kinds of things that you can do to support our youth in building their skills or skill building in their trades and apprenticeships. So I will make sure I put this link as well on the website. Yes, we got to do it. We got to do it. Go get our money. It's ours. It is ours. Our ancestors already did this work. There's no way we should be fighting for what's ours from immigrants. I'm tired of that BS. Okay, here we go. I'm going to stop sharing. Oops. I'm going to stop sharing we're going to get to this one clip with, again, Donald J. Trump about us freedmen, right? And he understands the meaning of the 14th Amendment. He understands what was happening in American history at the time the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment was created. Now, you got people over here that act like they don't know what's going on. And then don't want to even teach you. Right? Don't even want to educate the public. And when I say don't want to teach you, I mean our public school system. Right? So here we go. And then we're going to get into it with the immigrants.
The news.
Here we go. I'm going to read one.
Birthright citizenship is about slavery. If you look at details of it, the signings of it, everything else, that case is all about slavery. And if you view it from that standpoint, people understand it. But for some reason, lawyers don't talk about it. The news doesn't talk about it. That's not about tourists coming in and touching a piece of sand and all of a sudden they're a citizenship. They're a citizen. That is all about slavery.
Okay.
And even look at the dates. We should win that case.
I'm gonna play it again because it kind of booted out of the live feed there. So we're gonna do it one more time. And
I am so happy. I think the case has been so misunderstood. That case, birthright citizenship, is about slavery. If you look at the details of it, the signings of it, everything else, that case is all about slavery. And if you view it from that standpoint, people understand it. But for some reason, lawyers don't talk about it. The news doesn't talk about it. That's not about tourists coming in and touching a piece of sand and all of a sudden they're a citizenship. They're a citizen. That is all about slavery. And even look at the dates on which it was signed. It was right at that era, right after the Civil War. And if you look at it that way, the case is an easy case to win. And I hope the lawyers talk about birthright citizenship and slavery, because that's what it was all about. And it was it was meant to be positive. And they use it now instead, not for slavery. They use it for people that come into our country and they walk in and all of a sudden they become citizens and they pay a lot of money to different cartels and others. It's all about slavery. And if you look at it that way, we should win that case.
right, okay. You heard it. You heard it from the sitting president. You don't have to hear it from anyone else. This is his take on birthright citizenship. Now, you won't hear any of these sitting attorneys that are freedmen right today, that are politicians in your Congress, say anything like this. But instead, you know what they did? They went and signed an amicus brief. And they all teamed up and said, oh no, the 14th Amendment is all about supporting immigrants coming to our soil and just having babies on the soil, and they taking our birthright citizenship. Yeah, they did that. So, all this black leadership that is around right now, from the Reverend Barbers, from the Reverend Jesse, I'm not gonna say Jesse Jackson because he gone now, but we can go to Reverend Warnock setting up in Congress. What is he saying anything about your 14th Amendment and being a freedman? Nothing at all. So we got to get on it. We got to do something about these beings that are in our politics, you all, that want to do all of this black identity politics. That doesn't work for us. It does not work for us. And I'm going to show you right now why black identity politics, it ain't working. It is not going to work for us. Okay, I'm going to get to it. Now to the next segment. I want to make sure I cover everything. Remember, you all, we got a grant out there with the Department of Labor. If you are in major cities and you have an organization and you standing on being a freedman, a Black American, that's what we want. We want our freedmen organizations that are standing on it to make sure you put in for that grant in your major areas, in your cities. You can have regional partners, or you can have national partners. So if you have another, you know, of another freedmen organization that is located in, you're in Detroit and they located in Chicago, or they are located in New York City, you can team up, y'all. You can team up. You can collaborate on this grant to provide these opportunities for our children. And that's all I'm concerned about, right? Let's see. I'm gonna go to this other. You've got to hear this. Y'all gonna be hot. Y'all gonna be hot. I was hot. When I saw this particular video, and it was made, I think, by a guy on TikTok. Yeah, the ancestors rose up in me. Now, some people are saying, well, what he said was true. Okay. Some of the things he said was true, but it's coming from an immigrant. I'm not a big fan of Jamil Hill and what he's talking about and the Democrats, but some of the things he said was, no, that's just how you feel about us, period. But they think because they have the same melanin that they can come over here and talk to you like you crazy. Let me get to it. Let me go and get to it, because when you see this, I thought I had made sure I bookmarked it, but I might have undid it, because I was like, I'm gonna cover this, but I'm gonna let it go after I cover it, because this, I hope, just activates our people to understand that we have no friends. And none of these beings that are coming here to this soil deserve anything of what is ours. They didn't work for it. But I can tell you that the United States government has helped the Cubans resettle in America. That's your tax dollars. That's our wealth. Even more reason I'm gung-ho about us making sure we delineate, ethno-aggregate, separate from all of the immigrants, and setting up or reconstructing our Freedmen Affairs or Bureau of Freedmen Affairs. And then we vet everybody, right? We vet our own people to make sure whomever is a part of the Freedmen Affairs or Bureau of Freedmen are us. Now, we'll handle those others that, you know, like to sell us out here and there. We'll handle them. But at the end of the day, we don't need to be amongst these beings. They're not offering anything. Again, they're plundering our wealth. They don't have any equity in this country to come here and demand anything. They haven't worked for this country. They haven't put anything into America other than coming here and putting their hands out, holding their hands out, and now trying to tell you, the Americans, that they're better and they're entitled to what is ours. Oh, I'm trying to get to it. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get to the video, because once you see the video, oh my gosh, I was just like, I can't believe I'm hearing this. I can't believe that our people, would even listen to this from someone that really, we helping them. We feeding them. They getting our resources. These are our opportunities. Oh, hold on. Why? Okay. Now I wish I'd saved. I do have it, but I want it on this particular page because Black Native is always posting the good stuff. Let me see if I can get to it on his page. But what do you all think about all of these beings coming to our soil talking about us? Uh-oh, my page is, let's see. Talking about us as if we are not worthy in our own country, when we have been integral in making America great, building America, advancing America. You know, these things have not done this. They left their countries. They fled their homelands. Let me show you something. I'm going to show y'all this as I can continue looking for this particular video. And this is in Miami, and I'm doing this specifically because the state of Florida, we already know. Here it is in Florida. We already know our people were integral in building out Florida, right? Um, and we were there at the time of even incorporating Florida, right? That was our people. That was our people, and here we are in these economic situation when everything here is ours. Everything here is ours. Okay, I think I found this report. I'm gonna show you all something. How I know that the United States government helped the I'm gonna show. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna share my screen. How do I know that the United States government helped the Cubans resettle here? It's documented. It is documented, and it's documented in our wealth reports. Okay, you're welcome, Miss Nashima. You're welcome. I'm sorry, I'm just now seeing that. You okay. Here we go. Color of Wealth, Miami. This is just one city. This is just one city. Now you can go find all of the Color of Wealth reports for major cities. They're there. Okay. But we're gonna go into this one because Miami is a place that, or I used to live. I still live there. Florida is home for me. I like Florida because it's a nice beaches and I like the weather, sunshine, right? But Florida, before they made it a slave state, territories that our people could go to, and we got plenty of towns and cities in Florida. Okay, so let me get to where I want to show you how I know in this Color of Wealth report what happened with the Cubans and how they got our money to resettle in our country. And I think there's a video about it as well. And dang, that's another video. My dang internet, you all. But there's a video where they highlight they're talking to the black men, and they're talking about how they brought the Cubans over. Here we go. They brought the Cubans over, and the black men were just trying to get their footing in their own country and to provide for their families, right? But we got immigrants coming over here 24/7. Now, here, plundering our wealth. Plundering our wealth. Median wealth for white households was estimated at $107,000. In contrast, Puerto Ricans, South Americans, and blacks was maybe 1,200 to 3,700 difference. You know what? I'm tired of the Latinos being included in what's ours. That's another thing, right? That's another thing. Ain't got nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them. It's all about us. They can speak for themselves. We're not speaking for anybody else but us. And I think I think this is it. Now, here it talks about how the Cubans came over and how, here we go. Let me make sure I don't go too fast past it. How they were able to be helped. I want to get to it. Let me see. Gentrification. We're always being gentrified out of our areas. They can't go build their own areas, but they gentrify us out of our established areas we already worked and built up. Isn't that what's happening right now in certain areas throughout the United States? New York City, right? Atlanta, Georgia. All these immigrants coming over here and they're migrating to our country and we're being displaced. We're being displaced. And they haven't contributed anything to this country on the level that we contributed. Okay, so let me, let's see. The demographics, they talk about the demographics. I forgot the exact page, y'all. Forgive me. But I want to show. Oh, okay. How we everything is going to everybody else but us. And then they try to come over here and talk crazy to us when it's our benefits, our money. Dang. Okay. My internet messing with me again today. Here we go. Okay. Here, during the first years, the Cuban refugee program invested nearly $1 billion to assist immigrants with resettlement, job training, housing, and education programs, and up to $3 billion more was invested up until 1996. Cubans were not able to attend well-resourced white-only schools, but the community was granted access and from the set-aside of affirmative action policies. No, we don't have any political representation right now. Our political representation is us, the grassroots. That's why I was highlighting Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. She wasn't an elected official, but she was representing, right? She was representing in FDR's cabinet, the Black cabinet. They were still there representing. They were still there fighting for our people and to make sure we retrieve what is ours. So there's no reason why at this point in time we can't stand up and speak to Trump and let him know, or Trump's administration, and let them know, hey, the grassroots, freedmen, that 14th Amendment, you talking about us? We speaking for ourselves, because you can see there is taxation without representation going on for us right now. All right, good deal. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for following. Yes, ma'am, we're going to break it down. We get into it over here. We're not ashamed. We're going to stand on what is ours. I'm going to keep saying it. We are stakeholders and shareholders of the United States of America. This is our country. Any and everything here is ours. And it's time for us to go take what is ours. We've been hoodwinked and bamboozled by some of our own that have led us to this place. And you see it right now, right? It is obvious that we have our own. And then we got the Black identity politics along with it, right? That they want to claim all of these others as us, and we got to stand together in unity and all of that stuff. No, we do not. No, not. Because any and everything here in America is ours. And if we want to share, we can share. But guess what? We already done shared with everybody. We already shared with everybody. There's no more sharing to go with it for anybody, right? They got everything they need, but they still want to take what is ours. Even after we done helped them. Because what's on that screen? What is on that screen? I'm going to reread this so everybody can hear it. And you can absorb it and process it. During the first years, the Cuban refugee program invested nearly $1 billion. Your tax money to help Cubans resettle here in America and assist them with job training, housing, education programs. And another $3 billion more was invested until 1996. And you ask me why the Cubans run Miami, Florida right now? Come on, y'all. Come on now. This is our money on our land, on our soil, and they did nothing. They have not lifted a finger for America. This is what pisses me off. But then when you talk about the additional $3 billion they invested up until 1996, they got our affirmative action set asides. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. They got all our wealth, and then now they want to tell us, oh, y'all, let me find this video. We have got to go to this video so you can see what this man said. And it got under my skin. It got under my skin for the simple fact, oh my goodness, my dang internet. It got under my skin for the simple fact. I get that you don't like Jamil Hill or the Democrats, but he took it to another level. He took it to another level where he was making some attacks on us. And then he's sitting there as if he has a right and feel entitled to talk to us in that way. I did not like that at all. Oh my goodness, where is the video? We're going to get to that video. Let me see if I can find it another way. I'm going to stop sharing you all to see how I know that the Cubans receive money to resettle. So there's no reason why we should feel any type of way when we take our monies, our capital, and our resources and just do us. What are we going to feel bad about them for? Not being able to have what we got. It's ours. We worked for it. Our ancestors worked for it. Our ancestors died on this soil for us to have better lives, for their descendants. So how is it an immigrant think they can come over here and tell us that we're not deserving of what is ours or what our ancestors already have worked for us? We have to fight for everything that is ours. And then they think they can come over here and just take it? Something's wrong, you all. Something's wrong with this picture. Let me see. Okay. Why I can't find this particular video. I thought I had saved it, but I do want you all to see that. But we'll keep moving, and I will find it, because what he says is so disrespectful to our people. And he has no, everybody always like to go to the crime. They go to the propaganda, but they can never stand up with us and say, dang, you guys have been through a lot. You've gone through a lot. All of the oppression and subjugation and the atrocities. Oh, no, they don't do that. They don't do that. Now, I'm going to show you my personal beef with an immigrant. Now, it came out, he said he wasn't going to fight no wars for America. And he wants to claim he's a freedman in one breath and then ready to go to Jamaica in the next breath. Okay? Now, he deleted some of what he said. But this is how I was explaining to him that we, as the freedmen, we can show that we are the evidence of the badges and vestiges of slavery, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't have this Caucasian having relationships with white men. No, it was rape, pedophilia. So I was attempting to express this to him and explain this to him, but this is where they something wrong with them, because they try to act like they don't know what we're talking about when we say we're standing on, being American. So he says, okay. I said, yeah. So yes, we have white ancestors. I've experienced rape and pedophilia via white men and women. We have descendants that are the offspring of past presidents and founding fathers. Therefore, we will stand on how we aren't your people, nor are you our people. Now, I was letting him know, you're not my people. We don't wave flags of another nation, right? Freemen don't wave flags of Jamaica. We're not by ethnics, not at all. We've been the only Black people in America from the very beginning. So just because you all have immigrated here in the last, 30 years, all of a sudden, or we're the same, no, that's not how that works. So here, I highlight to him Angela Davis. Now, I'm gonna play it so y'all can hear what she seems shocked, but we already know.
Any idea what you're looking at? The passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I can't believe this. No, my ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Your ancestors came
No.
on the Mayflower.
No.
You are descended
No.
from one of the 101 people who sailed on the Mayflower.
Oof. That's a little bit too much to deal with.
So that woman's name is Angela Davis. She is one of the most anti-white and pro-reparations leaders in America. Not only did she just learn that her ancestors were colonizers, but she later found out that they were also slave owners. You can't pick and choose your bloodline, Angela, and 23andMe says it's time for you to pay up.
Any idea what you're looking at?
Okay, we're gonna.
That is a list of the passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I
So
can't believe this. No, my ancestors did.
okay, we're gonna scroll on down to the other one that I posted. We got people that don't want to acknowledge that we are descendants. It is what it is. Again, I'm going to highlight this is the worthy evidence of the badges and vestiges of slavery, called rape and pedophilia. So let me play this one.
But watch what we got that they don't have.
Oral history. Same as their family. That's true. I have always known it. Quickly to understand, my mother lived in a household of 3 generations. Her mother, her grandmother, and her great-grandmother visited her all the time. Her great-grandmother was the granddaughter of Thomas Jefferson. There was no question of who great-grandmother was. Tell me that again.
Hold on. Because I want y'all to bear witness to the ancestors. It's not a coincidence that all Indians have the same foundational story. These are Indians. Are there admixtures there? Yeah, it's most likely. You in America, there's admixtures there. But their foundation is Indian. Out of one.
Okay, so I wanted to play that because right. When we look at what they call Indians today, and then they don't even want to acknowledge us with our Indian ancestry when they were enslaved with us, and then they were enslavers. Come on, y'all. Everything here in America is ours. No one else's. Freedmen. Whether you're Native or American Indian, you're still freedmen via the treaties and the Constitution. Right? Still freedmen. We got to boss up, y'all. We got to boss up. This is ours. Hey, walk with your chest puffed out and let them know. Check these people or these beings. I'm not even gonna call them people because they try to dehumanize us. Check them. We gotta check them. It doesn't make any sense at this point in time that they're coming to our soil, degrading us and talking crazy to us, when everything they got is off of our backs. Everything. So hold on, let's see. I want to go to this graph because people don't understand right now how every industry they're attempting to keep us out of these industries, out of these jobs, out of prospering in our country. Look at the politics. Politics is economics. Economics is politics. We got to play the game of politics. Our ancestors was doing it way back when, and we're going to have to do it now. It's no different. And we're going to have to do it now and make sure that whatever happens, we are separating ourselves so they can never, ever come back and try to take what is ours again. That's where I'm at. That's why I'm going hard for the offices. That's exactly why I'm going hard for our own offices, that we do what we need to do for ourselves. And we remove these beings and become their competition. We've been their competition. They're not going to be able to compete against us because we already know a great deal of them are receiving our opportunities and off of our backs. They're receiving building off of what we already built. Right? And what I mean by that, okay, let me drop this one on you. If you don't know, you got to know this. You talking about AI, artificial intelligence? Who you think did all of that work for the artificial intelligence they're building off of right now? Hold on. I'm going to show you. Let me show you. It's not no India, Hindu, Brahmin, Indian. No, it's our ancestor. Brilliant minds. We got brilliant minds. Brilliant people in this country. And none of them can compete. They come, our tax dollars are supporting these beings. They can't even do it in their lands. How you think they're going to do it here in America? Okay? Look at this. Honoring the greatest doctor. He's a doctor. I'm going to put doctor in front of it. Dr. David Blackwell. Foundational Black America inducted into the National Academy of Sciences for pioneering his work in game theory, probability, and Bayesian statistics, laid the mathematical foundation for AI. What do you all hear everybody talking about right now? AI, AI. Who started that? And who did the work for this country so that it could prosper in AI? Come on now, y'all. We got to give ourselves more credit than what others are going to be able to do what we do. No doubt in my mind. They're not capable of doing what we do. But right now, we got a lot of fraud going on. We got a lot of people telling us that we're not worthy, but at the same time, they're in fraud. And y'all know who I'm talking about. From the Somalians to the Indians. It is what it is. To the Hispanics and the Mexicans and the drug cartels. To the Chinese and espionage. There's a lot going on with the immigrants to take down America and siphon our wealth off to their countries, because that's what's happening. Remittances. Oh, let me find where they sending all these remittances. They send remittances out this country so it's not going back into America. So we definitely have to focus on ourselves. Where is that? Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go back to my videos and I'm going to see if I can find that particular. Let me go. Let's see. I do want to find that one particular video so we can talk about it. That's one reason why I was like, oh, we got to talk about the Black identity politics, along with how at this point in time, we have so many coming up against us and we don't do anything to them. We're not doing anything to these people, right? We do not do anything to these people for them to have this vitriol and hate of us. We mind our business. Most of the time we're doing us. At least I thought we were. We're in our communities, and anything they talk about with drugs and crime, it's always us amongst ourselves. It's not with them. It's not doing anything to them, hurting them in their neighborhoods, going to their neighborhoods, doing anything to them. I hope y'all see the psyop. Dang, okay. I have my computer hooked up to additional Wi-Fi, but it's still not working on me. Like, what's going on? Let me see if I can find that TikTok video. That's the most important one, and then we're gonna get ready to shut it down. But I definitely want you all to see this TikTok video. So with that, I'm gonna move forward with some other things that we're noticing, right? Especially in different states. So California, they are now, I'll find this, they're now wanting to pass a bill. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with our freedmen in California. And why we are not making sure that this current administration is aware of some of the things that are happening in California. But California is passing a homeless bill for Asians. Let me pull it up. They're passing exclusively. Here it is. Here we go. We want to see it. It is specific to Asians. Now I'm gonna pull it up right here. It gives the overview as of early 2026. You can, and mind you, there are many of homeless in California, but it's a homeless bill for Asians. And who is their president, right? We know who they're marrying, and she's not doing for the freedmen or Black Americans. Come on now. Let's get it together. We got to boss up. As of early 2026, they're saying however, legislators are addressing the impact of encampments of Asian-owned businesses. So legislations are looking at measures to assist small businesses in Asian community affected by waste and public safety issues caused by encampments. They protecting the Asian businesses because of encampments of homeless Black Americans. Make it make sense. But no bills for the homeless Black Americans. Huh? Come on now, y'all. This is what is happening. And I'm just like floored. We got bills, we got politicians making bills. I want to look at this bill. Ashby regional response aimed to create. It says following the 2024 Supreme Court ruling allowing cities to encampment bans, local authorities in California are efforts to clear camps. Now, we know what is Skid Row in California. That's where we should go. What is Skid Row in California? From what I understand, Skid Row in California is the majority of us. Let's look it up. Skid Row, California. One of the largest, most stable, and highly concentrated communities of homeless individuals, spanning 50 blocks. But they're now going to pass legislation to protect Asian businesses because of homeless encampments. Okay. And we see what Skid Row is all about. It is not about economic welfare. Let me see. Okay, what did you say? I'm looking at the chat now. Yeah, economic warfare. Yes, it is economic warfare. Are attempting to come here and siphon off and plunder our wealth for themselves, and then they send the remittances out of the country, to their poor countries and their families. Off of us. Right? Off of us. When we talk about Cuba, I do believe Mark Rubio literally stated that a lot of Cubans came here stating that they were seeking asylum, but they make the money and then they go back home. They would literally go back home after seeking asylum in the United States of America and receiving benefits. Our benefits, our capital, our resources. So yes, there is an economic warfare against us because any and everything here is ours. And they want us to be poor, to be the poor class, be the poor ones that they make money off of continuously. That's what I see. That's exactly the plan. Make us the permanent, and they earn money off of us. That's the plan. Oh, okay, I found a way. Let me see. I found a way that I'm going to be able to show this particular video. Let me see. Okay. I did retweet it, so I do have that. I'm gonna bring up the video, but I want you all to see how in California, how they're moving. We have a lot of our people that have left California because they can't find jobs. It's too expensive for housing, right? For them to stay, and they've been in California forever. There's generations of our people that had lived in California that are now leaving California because they can't survive. But they're making sure they take care of the Hispanics. They're making sure that they take care of the Asians. Everybody. Oh, I got two of them. We ready now. We're going to roll now. We finna roll. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this. And yeah, the president is on point. Now I'm going to play this, you all. I want y'all to hear this. Some people might not like it, but I'm on it right now. I'm aligning with the president. Something ain't right with these beings coming over here to the United States of America right now. There's something to think that they can come over here and do any and everything they want to do in America. You got the Muslims building epic cities. When our ancestors to serve this country, some of them have been recognized as soldiers that really, what do you call it? Medal of honor, right? And read about Allen's that started a city or started a Black-owned town in California, and they did not want them to have a town and destroyed it. And you got these immigrants coming over here to America, setting up Muslim-owned cities, epic cities, all around the United States of America. They're trying to set up these epic cities. Let me go. Okay, let's see. Let me go back. I want to go to see. He was a colonel. Let's see. A colonel in the Union Army during the Civil War. Went to California to set up a town, and then they destroyed the town, you all. They stopped the flow of the water so the people couldn't get the water. But here we go. This is our people. This is our people. And this is what we were doing back the 1800s, 1900s, but they were destroying everything that we built. And now immigrants think they can come over here and just take over. Oh, let's go here, the Black Pass. You gotta know this history. And then we're gonna get to the other stuff because it's gonna make you even more mad. But this just had to come, this came up to me because of what's happening in California. And people are being put on the street. Okay. This man literally built a city. Okay. So here, Allensworth, the first town in California established exclusively by African Americans, was founded in 1908 by a group of men led by Colonel Allen Allensworth, born a slave in Louisville, Kentucky in 1842. Allensworth became the highest ranking Black officer in the United States Army when he retired in 1906. Okay? Okay. Now, he did all of this work for this country. Served in the U.S. Navy, became an ordained minister, and then he attempted to build. Oh, wait a minute. He was a part of the Buffalo Soldiers. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on. It's time to boss up. We got to stand on the shoulders for, with our ancestors. Come on now. We cannot allow this takeover. We cannot allow these beings to come to our soil and talk crazy to us. No, ain't no way. Look at this. This is someone supported our country and then went and built a town for his people with our other ancestors, and then they destroyed the town. And now you got immigrants coming over here building epic cities, Muslims in our neighborhoods, gentrifying our, trying to run us off the land. Come on, y'all. They got land. They got land. They got land, their own country. Now, here, it talks about the school district was established in 1912, costing $5,000, and was built by funds donated by local citizens. So, I mean, we know what we're capable of doing in our country. We know that what we can do, any support, we didn't have any protections during all of this, right? But now they come over here and we don't do anything to them, but they still able to build and do whatever they want to do. Our land has been taken. And the immigrants are taking it. They trying to take over. But boss up, y'all. We got to boss up. Now, I'm going to play this one too. Because even, I don't care what nobody say, y'all. At this point in time, this president, he's on it. We can use it. We can use the support. It is what it is. I don't see it being a problem for us with this current setting administration. And I'm going to keep saying it. And we got to do it. We cannot wait on no politicians because they're not here to help us. They've already said they're about taking over to take over America. So let's listen to what President Trump says on this call.
A lot of them were let in here. They shouldn't have been. A lot of them were let in here. They shouldn't have been let in. Others are just bad. They go bad. Something wrong. There's something wrong there. So the genetics are not exactly. They're not exactly your genetic. It's one of those problems, Brian. It's a terrible thing, and it happens. And it happens too often. So a lot of them were let in here. They shouldn't have been let in. Okay. Others are just bad. They go bad. Something wrong. There's something wrong there.
President Trump
says genetics are not exactly. They're not exactly your genetic.
Now, some people would say, "Oh, he's talking about they're not right." Okay, whatever. But I can say they not our genetics. Right? They don't build in their own homelands. How they gonna build over here? They're not innovators in their own homeland. How they gonna innovate over here? We know a lot of these cultures, other cultures, believe in incest. That's not us. So that's genetics. I'm not taking that as racial in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But here we go, y'all. It's 8 minutes long, and I'm glad it worked out that we're going to do this at the end because I want y'all to hear what this fool has to say. And I think you all are going to be just as hot as me. But my ancestors rose up in me. They rose up in me and said, oh, no, honey. No. Okay, here we go. We're going to play. Listen to this.
The Cubans, as we know, that are in Miami, I will vote for Donald Trump's. They are Hispanic communities are, to be frank. And especially if you're from Cuba. Cubans hear socialism, communism, and as long as the Republicans use those words to describe democratic policies, they will vote. And if they're voting for themselves to be put out of America.
This is a message to the young lady who just did this video the other day, talking about the Hispanics, Latinos, and especially the Cuban community. No switch, baby. Cuban American here, okay? So allow me, I'm going to interject and I'm going to address you. All right, I'm about to school you on some shit, okay? And this language that I'm speaking to you is my second language, okay? You're talking about we vote Republican, okay? Because Republicans just got to mention communism, socialism, and all that other shit. You know what it is? We've lived it. Okay, you've never had to stand in for a loaf of fucking bread. You've never had to stand in line for fucking powdered milk. You've never had to stand in line for rice and beans or whatever little fucking meat the Cuban government might have had to give you for that fucking 1 month. Okay? So when us Cuban Americans us Cubans get here and we assimilate, become citizens, okay, we take advantage of the American dream. Unlike you, all right, y'all still on this 400-year bullshit, oppressed by your own fucking slave masters, okay? You still suffer from Stockholm syndrome. Right? The reason we vote Republican is because we're naturally conservative, because we know what socialism is, we know what communism is. So when we get here, we take advantage of all the opportunities benefited to us because we want better. Okay? But let's not start, we can start with the long laundry list of your fucking failures. Okay? When it comes to us and Hispanics, you and Hispanics actually, okay? We have a higher rate of education, right, compared to the Black community. We have a higher rate of entrepreneurship compared to the Black community. We have a higher rate of home ownership compared to the Black community. And the list goes on and on and on. I can go on for fucking days, but I don't want to do that. All right, because they're going to say, look, Black man bashing another woman. And at the end of the day, like I said, I am Cuban American. My first language is Spanish. This language that I'm addressing to you in right now is my second language. I had to learn that here. Okay? I'm about to be 60 fucking years old. All right? You have no idea what's going on in Cuba for 67 years. And what they're still going through. All right? You had no ancestors that had to tread across that water. All right? And the open water across the Atlantic Ocean with sharks. Or to other Hispanic countries, all right, South America had to cut through jungles and terrains just to get here. Right? The ones that did it legally. The ones that came here and assimilated and became citizens and have given into this country, have put into the fucking country. Right? We're not on Section 8. We're not on government assistance, except the elderly and whatever. Okay, but the ones we come here, we work hard because we still have family. We know we still have family values. Okay, our kids still get married. I've been married to the same woman for 40 years. Okay, I raised 4 kids. They're all adults today, ranging from the age of 36 to 20.
Okay, we're gonna give it a second.
My oldest daughter just came home from the United States Marine. Okay, 3 years ago. My youngest daughter was about to be 20, is joining the police academy now. We have taken advantage. We have contributed. We have put back into the system. But check neighborhoods. Look at your neighborhood. Long laundry list of fucking lies and fucking empty promises that you've had the right to vote. Your oppressors have done this shit to you. So you expect us to come here in a line with fucking policies and ideologies that are not in our best interest. You expect us to do all that. And for what? And for what? To be brutally honest, y'all don't like us. And I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. A lot of us don't like you either. We don't like you. We don't want to be nothing like you. But we get along with you because we have to. It is what it is. I'm saying the quiet part out loud, and I don't give a fuck. A lot of people might not like that today, but it is what it is. Because her comment was fucking disingenuous and insulting. Hey, fucking beliefs. The Democratic Party has been blowing smoke up your ass since you had the right to fucking vote, like I said. Okay, this is the same party that didn't want to free the slaves, same party that started the KKK, same party with Jim Crow. Okay? They've been blowing smoke up your ass for 60 years with empty fucking promises. Okay? And newsflash, in about another 10 years, us Hispanics and Latinos are going to be the new minority. Make it make sense. Okay? All your homes are broken. Okay, we still have 2-family homes. We still have husband and wives, right? We don't have baby daddy, baby mamas. Okay? Like I said, I've been married to the same woman for 40 years, and my wife is black. Okay, but my wife doesn't wear no fucking weave and none of that other shit like you're sitting here with your fucking fake ass blonde hair trying to move strands at your fucking face. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. Shots fired, we fired them back. Your comment was very disingenuous. Okay, and why is it we have the highest rate? We have a higher rate of education than you do. We turned out more fucking doctors than you have. Like I said, what have you done? Y'all talking about what the fuck happened hundreds of years ago? Who invented this? And what has this fucking generation done? Nothing. This is why when I come in your fucking neighborhood stores and shit, and I try not to, and I'm driving in my Cadillac Escalade, and I gotta pull up in a neighborhood fucking store, I gotta make sure, hey, before I get out the car, it's my gun on my hip. Because I gotta walk past 20 motherfuckers standing in the fucking front of the store with their pants hanging off their ass. Their primary mode of transportation is a bike. Yo, can I get $1? That type shit. All right? Smelling like weed and disappointment. And no disrespect to all, there are a lot of good black people out there, okay? But there's a difference between blacks and niggas. I said this before. There's a fucking difference. Yeah, I am no better than nobody else on this fucking platform and none of all that shit, but I hold myself to a higher standard. The problem is with the black community, you're ashamed of nothing and offended by everything. Hold yourselves accountable. Lift yourself up by the fucking bootstraps and get on with your fucking lives and get over it. Get over it. We know the Democratic Party's full of shit. And this is why Kamala left the border open, because she bought the worst of the worst, okay? They figured they would owe some type of loyalty to the Democratic Party. This is why they don't want fucking voter ID, so they can get all these illegals thinking, okay, if they vote for a fucking Democrat, they're good. No, we need voter ID. And sweetheart, like I said, I'm 60. I've been voting Republican for 42 fucking years, probably longer than you've been alive. So there's nothing you can tell me. There is nothing you can tell me about this Democratic Party and why we align ourselves the way we do. We know bullshit when we hear it. Let that make sense to you. I hope that sinks in, all right? You owe the Hispanics, especially the Cuban community, an apology. Because you were dead ass wrong. That's the day you deserve.
Okay. All right. We finally, now we can really talk about it. Okay. I had to make some notes. Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing if y'all can see me. It's taking a moment to come back in. I hope you can see me on YouTube. Okay. All right. So I wrote down some things. First of all, it's obvious he's not in our community. He said he's married to a black woman. I don't know what that black means. I don't know what that black means, because he said he's a black man. He's not a black man. We're not Cuban. The only black people of America are the freedmen. We're the only ones that have also had to go deal with the racial social construct in America that was created specifically to harm and injure the freedmen. So an immigrant to me can never be capitalized black, our ethnicity and ethnonym, nor the lowercase black, because they're just as racist. when they participate in the racial social construct in saying that they are Black, right? Think about it. You're not us. So how are you claiming to come to America and say you're Black? And this is none of your history. It is none of your culture. It has never been your struggle. Never your plight. And he wants to put himself in with us that he think he can talk crazy to us. I find that disrespectful and insulting. He thought he wanted to insult Jamil Hill, but in the process, he insulted all of us. He came, oh, there's some good Black people. Well, President Trump already said there's only 2% of our population, American population, that commits crime. Americans. But they're making America look bad. Right? That's what I've heard the president say. But at the end of the day, he didn't even want to acknowledge all of our good contributions. He had this limited perspective and viewpoint that he wanted to highlight about our people instead of, oh, I know you all's oppression, your 400, you stuck on your 400 years. This is our country. We're in the history. The struggle continues because we are the evidence of the badges and vestiges of slavery and Jim Crow. We are experiencing the effects of it. We are affected by it. And your immigrant butt is in our country because you wasn't brave enough to fight for your country and your people that you fled. Right? Because Cuba, right? He's talking about, we don't know how you got to stand in line for bread and cheese and milk and live off of it for a week. Fool, our people were released from slavery. Like, so after they fought, right? After they fought for their own freedom, saved the Union, saved the United States of America, they didn't give them shit. And they bootstrapped and built cities and towns. Woo-wee! Even in this day and time, right now, you have our brightest children, right? The young ladies in New Orleans, Louisiana, that figured out the formula in the what was it? With the trigonometry for the Pythagorean theorem. Come on now. You got our most modern day inventions, and I'm gonna keep saying it. It's us. Your PC, computer, and peripherals. How's he talking to us via VoIP right now on social media? Your web conferencing. Woo! We don't do anything. We just Pookie and Ray Ray. The small percentage of our people, that's all they like to raise up and talk about. And then the fool don't even know the history. He Republican, we Republican. We founded the Republican Party, you fool. And the whole thing, if you knew the history, then you would know we voted Republican for over 75 years. And they abandoned us. See, these limited perspectives of these immigrants that are also operating in our identity of Black, whether it's capital Black or lowercase Black, they should not be speaking on us at all. At all. Because this is not their history. And see, he trying to act like he Black like us with lowercase Black. No, You have never experienced anything in America based on the color of your skin and your race. Right now, what you getting in America is because of us. Everything he got in America, his Escalade. You heard him, right? You got all your men on the corner asking me for $1. Can you give me $1? Can you give me $1? That's their money. That's all of their money. Because it ain't yours. You don't have any ancestors that fought for you and did anything for you on this soil. You came over here. Let me reiterate. The color of wealth in Miami. What did it say? I'm going to put it back on the screen one more time. One more time. What did the color of wealth in Miami say? They told us. They gave them our tax dollars. He talking about your, well, where you think our money going? It went to you, and it shouldn't be. It's not yours. Come now. He claimed he's up there, and he's married to a black woman. Now, if he married to one of us, she should be checking that fool, because he don't have a right to talk to us like that. You go over there and talk to Jamil Hill. He wasn't talking to Jamil Hill. He was talking to us. He said, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. I'm going to put it back on the screen for those that don't know and don't understand. The United States government literally had a Cuban refugee program. They invested nearly $1 billion to assist these immigrants with resettlement, job training, housing, and education programs. And then another $3 billion was invested up until 1996. And guess what? They also were granted benefits from set-asides and affirmative action policies. And these, it says, affirmative action policies that grew out of subsequent attempts at desegregation and dismantling of Jim Crow. Who did that work? Who is that for? Y'all, come on now. We got to boss up. Boss up. Hey, we outnumber them. I don't care what nobody say. We outnumber down the ethnic groups of Hispanic and Latino. Break it down. They small groups. Very small. We are Americans. We are the Americans here. Everything here is ours. And you know what? Delineating, ethno-aggregating, and separating, we take our monies out and let's see how they move. We take our money and build all of our businesses for our people, have our own towns and cities again, right? And then, hey, set boundaries. You cross over here, honey. We all about doing business. But after business hours, you don't need to be over here in our spaces. We don't need to be conducting business with them anyway. We got over 40-some million of us that we need to be doing business with ourselves, with our own people. Not sharing the screen with our own people. This be hot. Y'all, please write in to me. Let me know what you think, how you felt about this video and this Cuban. Now, I'm gonna show you one more thing, right? Because Trump doing the work. Trump doing the work. And I'm gonna reap the benefits of it. I'm not gonna sit here and be with these other beings that come to our soil, talk crazy to us. No, get them off the soil, denaturalize them, deport them, enslave them, and definitely we're gonna starve you at this point in time. I'm over this BS. Starve them. Starve them. They starving you. They starving our people. They coming over here getting in our politics, rerouting the money, taking the money and trying to keep you out of having anything that is yours. You're entitled. They're not entitled in America. But did that man, I felt like he was talking to us like he felt he was entitled to any and everything that is ours. I'm not here for that. I'm not going to get down with it either. We can kumbaya with you over there and we over here. And we can have our towns and cities all throughout the United States of America, especially the 13 colonies, 15 colonies. Make sure we have our own. We got trained military individuals that can be police officers. We have trained individuals that what you saw was disturbing. Yes, it's disturbing. Yes. It's an abomination. The disrespect is off the charts. I agree. That's why it's like, I got to show this video and go live with y'all. I haven't been on for a couple weeks because of working and everything. But at the end of the day, when I saw that, I said, you all, I got a plan for my live. I got to go live on this one. Got to show the people. Because this is the way these people are coming at us. That, you know, we've been living here doing all kinds of work for ourselves to support our people. That's why I started off with Mary McLeod Bethune. She was not an elected official, and there was a great deal of them as the Black cabinet in FDR's presidency during his administration. They were working for our people, you all. That if you read the Black cabinet, it's a long book, but I think it's over 800 pages, but I slowly went through it and read it. You all, they talk about how they got the government to build a housing for our people in Detroit and named it after Harriet Tubman, right? And the white people got mad and tried to burn it down, or maybe they did burn it down. Like, for us to just have housing, the basics, hierarchy of needs, basic food, shelter, clothing. They don't want us to live. These beings do not want us to live. Because everything here we worked for, nobody's giving us any handouts. This fool over here they done gave them billions of dollars to settle over here in America. And now the Cubans are in Miami, Florida, the city of our people built up, over there running politics and running game on us so we don't have anything in our own country. After our ancestors did all this work. Yes, I'm mad. Every time I see that video, it makes me mad. And then it makes me want to go make sure that we separate and take all of our resources, all of our capital. We set with these administrations from here on out, and we negotiate, dictate how we want things to go for us. Don't be voting for these people that include all of them. Forget them. If they can't do nothing specific for us as the Americans and the freedmen here in this country, they don't need to be here. They can go to their own homelands and do what they want to do. Come over here and try to take what's ours and think we finna sit here and listen to you talk crazy to us at the same time when our ancestors and our elders done sacrificed. And we up here sacrificing right now for our children. We have to continue this battle, this struggle, when we should be living nicely. We should be able to be at some peace. We should not have to continue to struggle and endure all of this BS. Because that's all it is. It's BS. They have countries with arable land. Won't he go over there and fight for Cuba? Let me find this video where the Cuban, what's his name? The Cuban prime minister, president, or whatever, he already conceded to Trump. He already afraid because he already know America will knock you off this planet. His people won't get anything. Now they over in Cuba separating. It took Trump, not him. And all the Cuban men coming together and overthrowing the government. It took Trump. He's so big and bad. Won't even fight for his people, won't even fight for his country, but he fled over here. Yeah, I don't have time for these beings. I don't have time for them. Because they talking crazy, and I'm with President Trump on that. Something ain't right with them. They go bad. They bad genetics. Something is not right. How you gonna immigrate to a country and talk crazy to the Americans that help make America great? You just because he got his children joining the military and the law enforcement. Yep, straight up ops. There you go, infiltrating. Yes, infiltrating. Yep. That's exactly what he's doing. Talking about she's a Marine. Yeah, we got Marines too. Shoot, I descend from a black man that was all up in the military for over 40 years. And little be known, he was special forces. So you ain't coming over here telling me nothing. Nothing. A grandfather that fought in World War II. We got paperwork, documentation. You're not better than us. If you were so better than us, you'd be done overthrown the government in Cuba and took over your country. Come on, y'all. Come on. He got me hyped. He got me hyped. But I'm gonna play a couple more videos, and we're gonna get out. I want to find the one with Trump though, where the Cuban president has conceded to Trump, and that's America. That wasn't them Cubans and Cuban men getting out there and fighting for their people, right? He ran over here, begging Trump to help them with Cuba. Let me find it. Let me find it. But they are talking about it. He's already, here it is. Here it is. I'm gonna just show it on my screen. He's already conceded. He's on one day. One day. Here's a little clip. Let me show. It's gonna come up. And they didn't do anything to make sure they overthrew their government and did something for themselves and changed the trajectory of their country. They didn't do it. That's crazy to me. He knows about socialism. They trying to make sure that we, with their socialist ideology. What did he say? Oh, we don't.
I make less money than friends who barely passed high school.
He said, we don't believe in your policies and your ideology. Oh, okay. But you believe in coming in, huh? Getting our resources, huh? Okay, we got you. What resources then? Let's cut you off and see how you work then. Since you don't believe in our policies and our ideologies, you shouldn't. And you shouldn't have anything that we reap the benefits from our policies and our ideologies. So how you getting affirmative action? Okay, let's play what their president says over in Cuba. Oh my gosh. It's buffering.
A major announcement today.
Cuba's president confirming that his government is in. Local 10 Jackie Pascal in the newsroom with the rare address today from Cuba's leader.
Well, Cuba's President Miguel Diaz-Canel says the talks with the U.S. were led by him, along with former President Raul Castro and some members of his Communist Party, although he did not specify who participated on behalf of the United States. He does say the goal is to identify the bilateral problems that need a solution. And this is as Cuba is facing an extreme energy crisis that he says the U.S. is directly causing. Cuba's president confirming talks with the U.S., a first for the country, even though for weeks about the conversations.
It may be a friendly takeover.
Countries were nearing a deal, and Friday, President says he is open to business. Living abroad, obviously a huge deal for the many people living here. The major question asked by state media was about the ongoing energy crisis in Cuba. Diaz-Canel says they are trying to use renewable energy to prevent blackouts, but the system is. This is causing extreme issues like hours-long blackouts affecting health. Economy. Cuba is blaming this blockade completely. Diaz-Canel does say Cuba is working with the U.S. to investigate the recent shooting of a boat off of Cuba's coast, killing 4 and injuring 6 others. In fact, he says the expert is going to visit Cuba to take part in the probe. Are set to happen in the coming days. He says the prisoners maintained good conduct and served their sentences, calling it a sovereign decision made through negotiations with the Vatican. So far, Cubans seem cautiously optimistic with these talks with the U.S. This woman saying she hopes for some resolution soon because she cannot stand the very difficult situation in Cuba right now. So far, we have not gotten a statement from the Trump administration since spoke earlier this morning, but Diaz-Canel says we can expect more specific details from their government regarding the island's fuel availability and also how the government funds the ongoing energy crisis. Those details coming as soon as Monday. Of course, we're saying.
Okay. All right. Woo! And did y'all see who was leading in Cuba? Did y'all notice? I didn't see no humiliated Cubans in any positions of power. But we do have Black Americans over here, or freedmen, in positions of power in the government. Wait a minute. They have blackouts. They look very poor to me. But you're going to come over here and talk crazy to us and talk about our small segment of Americans or freedmen that are impoverished or in poverty. Okay. I mean, make it make sense. Make it make sense. With that, I wanted to show one more video, you all. I know I'm going over my time. I usually only do about 2 hours. But, you know, I was just so hyped with that. I was just like, I cannot believe the amount of beings on this soil that come here and talk crazy to our people. And they're seeking refuge. But I have to show this with our Secretary of State that is a Cuban. Let's hear what he got to say about how the Cubans are participating in fraud and scams. Remember I told you about how some of the Cubans are coming over seeking asylum and then they going back to Cuba with money. Oh, there's all kinds of schemes they running, honey. They frauding Medicaid. They doing all kinds of things the Cubans are over here in America. Yes, they are. And here goes Marco Rubio. But he even talks about how his people, Cubans, came over to America as refugees, and now they going back over there to the country. Taking our money, what is ours, and acting a fool, right? Okay, let me replay this. Let's get to it. See if my my dang internet, y'all, is janky. I be trying though. I be trying. I'm sorry. I guess I've gone on too long today, but let's see if it comes back. It's still going, but I want y'all to see this. He literally talks about it. That this is what he uncovered. But okay, while that's buffering, let me see if I can find the most of these Cubans are committing fraud. Okay, major fraud, medical fraud, all kinds of money laundering. I want to find, let's see, the Medicare. Okay. There's a let me see, committing Medicaid. They were doing a lot of Medicaid fraud. And a lot of it started with Obamacare, y'all. Woo! And these people have the nerves to think they're going to talk to us. Crazy. Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm just gonna share my screen as this. I think the other one's booted up, but it's come back. But let's see if we can share. So you all know I'm not lying when I say these Cubans are big on Medicaid fraud. Okay, he talking about them doctors? Yeah, that's why he talking about them doctors. They have the most doctors, the most housing. Yeah. That's why he's talking about those doctors, because they're in the schemes. They're into Medicaid fraud. These immigrants always got an angle. They always got an angle for fraud, right? Always. Here we go. The nationals have been frequently involved in significant Medicare and Medicaid fraud schemes, primarily centered in South Florida. Oh, really? Really? Come on, y'all. Money laundering funneled through complex networks of shell companies and bank accounts before being converted to cash or transferred internationally to Cuban banks. Come on, y'all. He should have shut his mouth. Read it now. Read it. I'm putting it all out there. Cuban nationals, right? They done came to America. Where Marco Rubio at? We got to get Marco Rubio. He tells it right. He straight up tell about how his people come to America seeking asylum and then get money and go right back over there to Cuba. Fleeing justice. The lack of extradition treaty with Cuba, so many involved in these schemes have fled to the island to evade arrest and prosecution. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all, come on now. Come on. Everybody looking at this as the land of milk and honey. They can come over here and take our wealth, y'all. Plunder our wealth. You do nothing to America for America, but they can come over here and plunder our wealth and try to come over here and talk crazy to us, and we up here like, wait a minute, you coming over here receiving what is ours? This isn't yours. This isn't for you. You deserve it. It is not yours, right? Dang. Okay, X, you messing with me? Well, I was able to get that other up, but I wasn't able. I thought it was up with Marco Rubio, so we could talk about him before we close out, so y'all can see what he said, because he is the secretary. What is Secretary of State? Wait a minute. What is Mark Rubio? Let me make sure before I say anything. Thank Marco. Oh, maybe I can find it out here on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube and show you all what he says about his own people. Yeah. And he's shutting it down. He's shutting it down. Cuban refugees and their status. Oh, hold on. Let me find the video. They got an article about it, but I want to find the video where he talks about it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. It's 9 minutes. But let's hear. This is 2016. It's about 9 minutes. The other one was just a little clipping, but he's been on it for a while. He's been talking about it for a while, and it looks like Marco Rubio is a man of action, and he speaks the truth in some ways, right? At this point in time, we can. I know people don't like him because he's a Republican. Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna share it, I should say. And then we're gonna get ready to close out. Zero respect. Yes, zero respect for these beings. Zero. We don't owe them anything. I say as soon as and we've already helped. That's all we need to do. Because guess what? They coming from these impoverished. Then we have been, right? We've been in these shoes, but they coming from these places. We built up America. We developed and advanced it. So you just been on this soil, you already doing good to me. You don't have benefits though. But let's listen to Marco Rubio here.
Drafted the finance portion. For 2 decades now, it has been the policy of the United States that the United States do not welfare programs for the who are in this country, you do not qualify for federal or other public assistance programs. Immigrants do not qualify for all assistance programs. But there is an exception to this federal law, and the exception from this policy is for refugees to our shores of seeking shelter from persecution. So while immigrants to the United States federal benefits, can prove that you are a refugee fleeing persecution, you qualify for federal assistance. People that are fleeing persecution are so they can get a new start in life and a leg up. But there's a provision of existing law. This existing law basically says that anyone who comes from Cuba, regardless of why you came to the United States, you are automatically and immediately presumed to be a refugee, and therefore you are immediately categorically as if they were. Now, as many of you know, I am the son of Cuban immigrants. I live in a community where Cubans have on our country. And yet I stand here with this provision of law, this distinction, is no longer justified. Incentives that are, this financial incentive, this notion, this reality that you get here from Cuba, you are going to immediately qualify for federal benefits, has encouraged the current migratory crisis in which today thousands of Cubans are making dangerous trips essential cannot host them, and it's now adding pressure to our southwest border. Just to outline what is happening, traditionally Cubans come to the United States on rafts or on an airplane on a visa to Costa Rica or Honduras, and crossing our belief, and I think well-founded based on much of the evidence received in testimony and in newspaper articles. South Florida Sun Sentinel, one of the most pieces that are going on that are significant in this country from Cuba, because they know that when they are there are reports that indicate that financial support for Cuban immigrants is $16 million in the year 2014. And those numbers are only since then. On top of the fundamental unfairness of the policy, recent reports of the UK that Cuban abuse of this policy. And for regularly and repeatedly return back to Cuba. Yes, the country was supposed to be free because you fear for your life and your freedom. If you are a refugee and you are seeking refuge, it is difficult to justify someone's refugee status when you arrive in the United States or 15, 20, 30 times a year. But the greatest practice is to address that particular matter that is a separate topic, not my perhaps should be re-examined and adjusted to the new realities of the United States. Now, we're dealing with that right now. We're dealing with the benefits portion of this. And it's difficult to justify refugee benefits for people who are in the United States and are immediately traveled or repeatedly back to the nation fleeing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. I gave you an idea of what he was talking about. And he is in Congress at that time, talking about how they are using and abusing our system, how they don't have to go through the same protocol as the other immigrants that claim refugee status. You see how that works? Remember, I went over the color of wealth. Let me go down, you know what, in the color of wealth? Let's see exactly how much money Cubans have compared to us, the freedmen, Black Americans. Let me go to that chart before we close out, because I think we all need to know this. He said it. They're committing fraud. They're getting all kinds of benefits that our people, our ancestors didn't get when they came out of slavery or during Jim Crow, plus the fact that we had to fight for affirmative action to rectify Jim Crow, and we never got anything out of slavery. But you got immigrants coming over here, y'all. They getting everything that is ours, and then want to throw it up in our face about our neighborhoods and our communities. What? Come on now. What's wrong with this picture? Because from what I understand, when you put in work, there is a reward for your work. We have a lot of equity in our country as we are stakeholders and shareholders. Where is our equity at? Where's our wealth? Right? We're assets to this country. We have many assets in this country. So where the freaking frack is our wealth? I am not here to cry for no immigrants. None. It is time for us to boss up. Y'all, it's time for us to boss up and go get what is ours. Let them do what they want to do, but we get what is ours and separate from them. I guarantee you, we'll be the ones, and we have every right to put our heads up high and stick out our chests and roll our eyes at them when we see them. Okay? I'm all for it. Because nothing here is theirs. So I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna show y'all this color wealth chart. And then I'm gonna head on out because it's over 2 hours. But I'm hot. I had a lot to say today. Now, here we're gonna look at, they say population in Florida, right? Cubans, Black Americans, and then Trinidad and Tobago. Wait a minute. I want to go with the wealth. There was a wealth chart because they had a wealth chart in this particular document that you can see how everybody's wealth, they did the computations or the math on it. And you can see how everybody else's wealth is higher than ours. Now, how does that happen? How does that happen? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me a moment, y'all. That's my grandson. He needs my help. He don't need my help. No, he gonna press start on the microwave. He got a little taller, y'all. He's independent. He's an independent one. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, dang. I hope I didn't go too far. Oh, yep. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this. I hope this helps us to figure some things out about delineation, ethno-aggregating, and making sure we separate from all of these immigrant groups, because we do have the power to do that here in the United States of America. It's called our 14th Amendment. It gives us every right to go and separate and pursue our happiness. And we can now make sure we hold our federal government protect us. Make sure we're protected class, considering the Supreme Court will be ruling on the 14th Amendment. And as soon as they rule on it, we need to make sure that freedmen in America are protected class going forward. Nobody can ever say that we're not. Right? We're supposed to be protected under the 14th Amendment right now. But we see how immigrants come to this country and move and trying to subjugate us to the bottom, and they make all the money and use our plight to take our capital and our resources. So here it is. Comparison of white and non-white household median net. Do y'all see those? Do y'all see what I see on this screen? Right? So whites got $107,000. Now, you know some Cubans can say they white, right? We know Hispanics and Latinos can identify as white, if you didn't know. Yeah. Okay. So you might as well say they are up in here. And then they say Cuban got $22,000. South Americans, I'm not worried about anybody else but us. And even the Caribbean, black. They put them under the capital black, and they're not. See, this is how that black identity that working for us. We see it's not working for us. Why do we want to continue? We know race, the social construct, was created in America to harm the freedmen, us. Now all of them are coming here operating under that. Yes, taking our political and economic power, and it's for us only. You are correct, Miss Ashley. Yes, ma'am. This is what we're talking. This is why I have to highlight this. It is time for us to boss up. We are the stakeholders and shareholders of America, right? We have the accolades, the accomplishments, the equity. We are assets here. We have assets here as well. It's time for us, y'all. When the President Trump says it's golden age, golden is over here. We're the gold. We're part of the golden age, right? America is going to have a golden age under President Trump, and most likely it's going to continue with innovation once he leaves office. So let's boss up. Let's boss up. It's time to boss up, y'all. Come on now. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to stop sharing. Once again, one more time, you all go and visit, especially if you're in New York City. Go and visit Miss Nashimia, excuse me. Go and visit her, and she has jewelry. I'll put it up here for you all that just started coming in or joining me. Just so you know, she's there selling handmade jewelry, right? And she has a process that she goes through with the metals, but it is jewelry. I have some. She sent me some. I'll show you the bracelet that I had out earlier. I put it back in the box, and I really appreciate it. It's really nice. If y'all can see that, and then some of the earrings. I have her earrings on right now. These are really cute. We're about to go bowling with the family. So I'm going to look real cute bowling in these. So, and let's see. Can you see me? I don't think you can see. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Okay. And then she has these beautiful earrings that she sent me as well. And of course, I have these. So, well, that's it, you all. I really appreciate you joining me. And we'll be back. I'll be back on Sunday of next week. I have a special guest. I have Angela Nirvana, Reparations Collective. She'll be a special guest. And so you can tune in Sunday night. It'll be 5 p.m. Central Time, and I think 7 p.m. Pacific Time. So until then, I'm going to say love, peace, happiness, and reparations. Okay? Enjoy.